YouTube, what is going on? Today we're going to be talking about HP inflation and a possible way, in my opinion, that they can actually rectify this issue moving forward. Because as you can see right here, we have HP inflation from 1.3, the Enigma in deep space. You can see HP inflation for single target. AoE for MOC didn't even exceed 5 million HP, right? But now as we come all the way over here, granted this is all the way to 4.1, so there has yet to be some additional data, at least with this given graph. You can see though that for a single target you are pushing almost 50 million HP, while AoE has about gone up to 35 million. So going from not even being 5 million to pushing almost 50 million and 35 million. Pure Fiction, on the other hand, which was introduced in 1.5, not even, I don't know, that looks like what, maybe 5-ish million. And then we push all the way here, which, keep in mind, Pure Fiction is just total raw HP for all the enemies. It did peak at 3.7 at 180 million. It has gone down and then is starting to gradually come back up. We are at what, 160 million. APOC, when it was introduced in 2.3, we had a little over 5 million HP for a given boss, with now going up to 4.0 again, slight call back down, but a gradual increase back up to about 40 million. And the most recent addition to this is AA. Granted, this is a little different. As you can see, we have our HP inflations up to about a little over 200 million, peaked at about 250 million. It has gradually decreased back down. But something that I do want to talk about is how can we rectify, and what are some possible ways to fix this issue that we are having. And the reasoning why people have this problem is because if we look at our characters, right, obviously different for everybody, but people are really upset because characters that they fell in love with when the game first came out, I don't know, whether that be Blade, even with his buff, still has a somewhat difficult time in clearing content without additional dupes into him, increases to the light cone, so on and so forth. You also have characters like Zila, who upon the release was really giga busted and really good for a little bit of time, fell out, got a buff, but the buff still is not very capable of clearing endgame content. And I've seen a lot of people talk about, I'm just bringing Silver Wolf up here as an example, because my particular Silver Wolf is E2, right? And a lot of people have E2 Silver Wolf and all of that. But when it comes to the given team, they don't have duplicates into all the other characters in order to make the team a little more cohesive and a little bit better in terms of overall total DPS and capabilities of what other characters are able to provide, right? And I think that's a big issue. Another example that I've seen a lot of people talk about is because of the fact that, as we pull up here the character guide, we do have Himiko Nova coming out, Erudition character. A lot of people are very excited about that. However, they are comparing her very much to another Erudition character that came out some time ago that was really good but has fallen off tremendously, that being Herda. And my Herda, as you can see, does not have the Lycon, right? Eidolon's no dupes at all, but people are even talking about how they have like an E4 Herda, an E2 Herda with the light cone, so on and so forth, and still having difficulties in clearing content. So moving over to the point I want to make, and let's take MOC for example, right? Let's talk about MOC, because I do think this is something that could be implemented first in MOC and then possibly further down the line. As we can see here, increases crit damage dealt by all ally targets when they use their ultimate by 50%. After using an ultimate, adds 2 hits of memory turbulence, stacking up 20 times. And obviously memory turbulence is going to be doing true damage to a random enemy whenever you get to the start of each cycle. And I think the best way to go about this is that you reduce the buff right here. I think this is an avenue you can go down, is reducing the buff that each MOC is providing, because you are actively trying to boost a character who is currently like pinnacle of a given patch, right? Obviously MOC is a little bit older. You would have to go to a newer end game content, and for that in terms of a cycle rotation. So I believe the newest one was Pure Fiction. I could be wrong, but regardless, I think reducing the amount of health that every enemy has is good, but reducing the buff that each individual endgame content provides, because they are providing a significant buff so that older-ish characters can clear. But by doing so, you are increasing the total amount of HP the enemy has, to compete with the newest character, right? That's like the first and foremost thing, because you know it is a gacha game company and they need to make money, so they progressively make the newer and newer characters slightly better. Sometimes they take a little bit of a big leap and make them really good, like Himiko Nova in this instance, and by doing so you actually create a bigger divide between older characters and newer characters. So I definitely think reducing the HP and reducing the buff that the endgame content provides. Is this a little bit of a controversial decision? Yes, because of the fact that if you are able to pull and get the new character, whether you want to get dupes in the new character or not, right, it's entirely up to you. It allows you to clear the endgame content quicker and faster because you have the newer character. Typically, if it's a DPS character, right, it's going to do a lot of damage. But by doing all of those previous steps that I just mentioned, you are allowing older players with older characters to clear content as well and get all the rewards that they want to get, because of the fact that at this current point, if you have cleared story and everything, there's really only end game content to do and get rewards. The biggest thing here, obviously, if you want to do AA, you have your own individual rewards here. You have Pure Fiction, obviously, you have Stellar Jades, and you have the new Star Ward mode, which is another big thing. I think keeping Star Ward mode is very good. Maybe reducing the amount of HP is going to be beneficial as well. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you all within the next video.